guys, happy Friday. I'm here, of course, to do my Friday reads and weekly wrap up. I read 4 books and 1 short story this week. I read Old Man's War by John Scalzi, and this is about human colonies in space that are being defended by a human army from Earth. And the army is entirely populated with people over 75. It was a super fun read, easily a 3.5 or a 4, but I'll say it, I don't think you can go wrong with John Scalzi. I just like his stuff. I read The Fat Years by Chang Kun Chung, which looks like this. It is all about, it's about a group of people who are living in China in kind of an undescribed time, vaguely in the future. And all of a sudden, a month of time goes missing. During that month, a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened, and the Chinese government was essentially cracking down on anybody who was being critical of them, but nobody seems to remember except for this small group of friends, and so they're trying to figure out what's going on. It was a little slow, it wasn't my favorite. I read The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Kat Valente, which is a YA-ish children's fantasy story that I would say is great for all ages, about a young girl named September who gets whisked away to Fairyland and all of her adventures there. It was very cute, very quick read, quite enjoyable. I read John Chu's short story, The Water That Falls on You from Nowhere, which is about a man and his relationship with his family and his significant other. And he has water that falls on him out of nowhere. It was interesting. It kind of was a little sad, I'll admit, but it does have a lot going for it. And then I just today finished Among Others by Jo Walden, which is about a young girl who is running away from her family. Her mother is mentally ill. Her sister has just died. She's recently been in a terrible car accident and now has essentially, it crushed her pelvis. The main character, Moore, is dealing with all of this on top of just the normal teenage kind of life experiences that happen then, and having to deal with magic and kind of trying to decide how she wants that to interact with her life. It was a really great reading week for me, and I am just feeling really good about this next week. So I have a little bit of an ambitious TBR, and I'll admit I don't know that I will get through all of it. I'm going to be starting the week off with Heart's Hope by Orson Scott Card. This was the only book I got for Christmas this year, and I'm pretty excited to read it. It's one of Card's fantasy books, which, you know, get significantly less hype than his sci-fi. And so I'm interested to see what it's all about. I'm going to be reading Villette by Charlotte Bronte. This is about a woman who goes to France to be a governess, which is apparently, to me, it kind of feels like the gist of Charlotte Bronte's works are all about people going to teach other people. But I'm interested. This is, I think, now the only Charlotte Bronte book I haven't read. I'm going to be reading The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. This is about a woman who moves into a new town, and she, I guess, is a single mom. Her young son has moved with her, and they're kind of dealing with town gossip, from what I understand. I'm interested. I've never read anything by Anne Bronte, and so I'm looking forward to kind of exploring the Bronte family a little more. I know I'm not going to be able to resist picking up The Goblin Empire by Katherine Addison this week. This to me just sounds so classic fantasy. It is about an empire and the emperor dies, and it is about the power vacuum and struggle to maintain the throne that follows. My TBR is a little bit ambitious, I know, but like I said, I'm feeling pretty good. And if I do manage to complete those 4 books, I am going to be picking up Neuromancer by William Gibson. I have it in the handy dandy mass market paperback edition. I'm looking forward to this. It is, of course, the start of the cyberpunk genre, and it is a classic that I know I need and want to read. So what are you reading this week? If you would like to hear reviews on any of the books that I will be reading, please let me know. I hope your weekend starts off and goes so well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.